So, welcome Aakruti to episode number 4 of the Reflection web
Oh no,
series.
you're gonna have to go again. I was covering my camera.
Okay. Hi Aakruti, welcome to the Reflection Experience web series episode number.
Or
Yes. So, today's episode is titled I Know because it is named after the third lead single from my album. And the
I
main
know
thing, but yeah, it's a very catchy thing, isn't it?
it is. It's like a little earworm that doesn't get out of your head.
Thank God I succeeded. Yes. But ironically, like the thing about I Know, which has kind of caught the eye of people, is the video.
Yes, it is. It's quite funny actually. It's nice. It's cute.
So I will start by introducing you why I chose you to like be a part of artist supporting artists. Now, obviously, I know you're an amazingly brilliant writer, and all of those tiny anecdotes that you keep sending me on WhatsApp, it's like I feel so like emotional after reading them. So I wanted you mainly to be here because first of all, you've seen my journey through the last 3 years.
Yes.
And on top of that, you write so brilliantly. And I wanted to bring you to the spotlight today
Oh
as a
God,
writer.
thank you. But I'm honestly more of an amateur writer. I don't write to put my stuff up anywhere. And I wouldn't call myself a writer, but thanks.
That is called modesty, not honesty.
No, no, it's okay. Fine.
So I was always thinking to myself that inspiration differs from person to person. So I want to know what inspires you to write.
Uh, okay. I don't I mean, I write to vent, essentially. If I had to put it plainly, that's why I write. I write when I'm happy or sad or um, upset or angry. I write to vent emotions because I don't like letting it pile up, and that's my outlet. It helps me feel a little better. It helps me deal with my emotions, and like I can then, move on
True. And that's
or
what like
get a little clarity and then deal with it.
so that's what they say, like therapists ask people to maintain journals if you've noticed. And like what you said is a very important part of that because it's about you processing your emotions, right? Like
Yeah,
whatever you've gone
exactly.
through the day.
Exactly. I mean, why do you write music? Why do you make music?
I, as you said, like the same thing. It's practically, first of all, my main reason to make music is because I want to help people out. I've never made music for like the thing ki, oh, mujhe to like bada artist banna hai. If I do become, that's well and good. Like that's a part of the journey. But right
A
now, it
happy
is to
side
help
effect.
people. Happy side effect, which I hope. But yeah,
It
like
will.
I'm obviously like making music to help people because mental health is something which is not talked about. And if you've
True.
gone through something and you're writing about it, I'm I feel like after introspecting, I'm confident enough to share it with people. It's difficult obviously because whenever I release a song I sit crying like with like a box of tissues in a side. But yeah, so that's why I felt that we both are very simpatico on that we know how to properly navigate emotions onto paper. So can you like
Yeah,
talk a
I
bit
mean,
more about that?
because yeah, I mean that's exactly kind of why I write because I mean I am a fairly outgoing person and like I talk a lot, but when it comes to emotions, somehow I found that I tend to be able to write my emotions a lot better than saying them to somebody or talking about them in person. So like very often, be it telling someone how I feel about something they did that may have hurt me, or you know um, be it like a birthday message or trying to tell someone how much they mean to me, I've always preferred writing because it just gives me a little time to firstly accumulate my thoughts and then of course put it down in a nice way that will get across exactly what I want to say.
True. And you can take like that moment to like think about it and then write it down. And sometimes like in anger we say things which we don't mean, but when it comes to
Exactly.
writing, you can always just scribble it out and then change it
Yeah.
into a better and a more kinder form.
Yeah.
So yeah, true. And I have another question for you. Like, we've been talking about mental health, right?
Right. Yeah.
What part does that play in art?
I think art again would be mode of dealing with emotions, and like people who are suffering from a mental illness, or like going through something that is affecting them drastically. Art, be it music or dance or singing or writing for that matter, anything, um, would just be a way for them to express themselves. And I think that is something that will help them deal with what they're going through and accept it, and maybe come out stronger on the other side. Because honestly, mental health, we know, hasn't been spoken about a lot. And like in the past couple of years, it's being brought up by a lot of like famous personalities, actors, actresses, musicians are coming up talking about it. And I think that's a good thing. It's a nice way to, make people more aware about it. You and I are, a part of Grey Matter, and that also deals with mental health. So, I mean, it's obviously a very important issue in society that really needs to be dealt with. And I think we need to remove the taboos associated with it and let people come out and talk about it.
Yeah. And
And art is just one way to go about doing that.
very true, 100%. And that's what, like, bringing it back to I Know, okay, like, what happens is even this song, when I'd written it, right, this song is kind of placed so perfectly in my album. It's the fourth song. And right after this comes the interlude. It's like the ending of the first half of my life where I am accepting that I have faults, I have mistakes, and now I'm ready to get back on the dance floor. I'm ready to dance away and just be happy. And
Yeah.
like even the lyric, when I say like you're giving me oh, and that oh is practically I'm stopping the person. So even if you see in the video these animojis, these animals, okay,
Yeah.
they're coming and telling me that you are this, you are that, you are this. Like they're continuously ridiculing me. They're trying to like taunt me, and I'm just looking at them and I'm like, when they're saying you're giving me oh, I'm just like, I know, I know, I know. Like that's the
It's
thing
about
about.
acceptance. Yeah.
True.
Because I mean, like we've been through it. I've seen you go through it, and like really glad that you've come out of it, you know, as the person that you are. Yes, that's true. Um, but
And you too.
it's a very strong. It needs a really strong person to be able to deal with everything, and you know, and then obviously have the strength to talk about it, or put it out there for people to know your story. And I think that's commendable.
Thank you. But this is not about me again. It's about it's about the whole perspective about how we become self-aware. Like I know is about you knowing your faults, you knowing that like there are lyrics in this song which says that I know you're crying, babe. And that that line is about when people used to tell that why do you cry? You're a guy. You shouldn't cry. Like guys shouldn't have emotion. You get what I'm saying?
That
Like this toxic
Yeah, but I think
masculinity.
that, yeah, exactly. I was literally just thinking about that. But like this whole ideal of boys should do this and this is how they should behave and this is what women are supposed to do, or this is such a feminine thing to do. I just think that society has put out there and that we somehow seem to be like dying to adhere to, and I feel like it's so unnecessary. Like I think we need to just let people be who they are. It would make everyone so much happier and it'd be so much easier to live in a world like that. Just let people
True.
be.
Like going back to the point that you had mentioned also, how art and mental health are really interconnected. I remember watching this TED talk about toxic masculinity, and
Justin Baldoni.
that
Yeah.
one,
Yes.
yes, that one.
Yes.
I mean, when he spoke, literally, like he was emoting so well, and it touched my heart. It really, I don't know that that's my favorite TED talk till now because
Yeah, because it's basically about that, right? I mean, I feel like again, conforming to society's ideals and set standards as to what masculinity is and how a man should behave. prevents a lot of specifically, obviously, men from dealing with emotions or saying what they feel, and that I think would just being able to do that would just make them like happier people, if nothing else.
Very true. And that's the entire thing. When I saw him talking on, it is like, I think a 10-minute TED talk almost.
Yeah, yeah,
But everything he said, I felt like a personal connect with it in that. And I felt
yeah.
like he was talking to my soul kind of at one point, and it was meant specifically for me. And this, ironically, I watched just before I started writing for this album.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
it was like around, I think, 2018-ish. And
Right.
that's when I just started the self-introspection journey. So I was like, pretty like, it set the tone for my entire album. And
Yeah,
I knew where I was going, because like I've written songs in my previous albums and they all are about negativity. They all are about me trying to say that, oh shit, look at my life. I've been through this, I've been through that. It never kind of mentioned how I have overcome it and how now I'm happy. It only spoke about
right.
one aspect of my life. And this album is completely opposite. It's about from that moment where I decided that I'm no longer going to be like sitting and wallowing in my own tears, and I'm going to just like
Yeah.
get up and dance away.
It's a story. You've told me this. I remember having this entire conversation. It
Yeah,
starts from finish to end.
true.
From start to finish.
Yeah. It's okay. It can go from finish to end also. But yeah, like it's all about our journey which we write in our art. Like even you, I'm very sure when you write, don't you like mention your journey through your writing?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, obviously on the emotion that I'm going through at the moment. But yeah, it's always been about, how I got to that point and what I intend to do here on out. But yeah.
and whatever, like I have read what you write, and let me tell you, like some of them just get me so emotional that I'm just like, I think this needs to be converted into a song. So I think I need to like get you as my lyricist for my next album.
Sure, let's collaborate.
I'm in. Okay, now for a very, very fun segment,
Okay.
I have decided, as you've seen in the previous 3 episodes, that we have a game at the end. And each
Yeah.
game is different.
Okay.
And since you're my best friend, I
I'm
thought
gonna
we would
humor
take
it
up,
now.
I think, it is the best friend challenge. So how it works is that we both have a notepad. I asked you to bring a notepad and a
Yes,
pen.
I
hope you did.
have my stuff
Yeah.
here.
So notepad. I will ask you a question. It'll either be relating to you or me. And then we both write down the answer, and then I will count down 3, 2, 1 once we're done, and we show it to the camera. And let's see
Okay.
who gets, like, if we know enough of each other. Okay?
Okay. It'll be better.
So, I know, right?
Okay.
It's like the pressure's on. I'm
So much
worried.
stress. Okay.
Okay. First question. Okay. What is Aakruti's favorite color?
You better know this.
I think I know this. I think. The thing is, I feel you don't have one favorite color. I feel you have two, so I've written down 2.
No, just write one.
But I
Pick
feel you
one.
have 2.
No, you pick one. You can't do two.
Okay, then I am picking this one. 3, 2, 1, go.
Got it wrong.
But
No. Blue over black.
but you're wearing black right now, so that's why I thought that. And I know you love black.
I like blue more than black.
Shit. No wonder I'm wearing blue. Huh.
Okay.
Okay. Next question.
Okay.
What is Rahul's favorite TV show?
Oh God. Our favorite TV shows. There's way too many. You watch too many TV shows. How am I supposed to know?
I can't help it, okay? I love TV. It's like entertaining.
I'm just
Remember, it
gonna
has to be drama.
phone and God, I don't know. I'm definitely getting this wrong. Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh shit. Right, I knew
Friends.
this. Sorry.
We are sucking at this game very badly right now, Aakruti.
We will
Next
make up
question.
for.
Okay. Don't worry, we have many more questions. What is Aakriti's biggest weakness?
Uh,
I mean, there are so many. I don't know which one to choose.
Thanks.
But I'm kidding.
I mean, I kind of spoke about. I don't think I mentioned this though. I spend way too much of my life doing this. Okay.
I think I've got it correct. I again wrote two things because I'm confused between both. But anyways.
No,
three-
you picked one. You can't.
I picked
give
one
the
only.
answer.
I cut the other one. 3,
Okay.
2, 1, go.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, fine. At least we got one.
One. Okay.
One.
One
Okay.
of three. Fine, we'll make up for it.
What is Rahul's go-to movie?
Okay, there's two. Can I write two answers now?
No, only one allowed. Sorry, if you don't allow me to write two, why should I allow you?
I'm gonna write both and then like cut out one.
3.
No, 1 second.
Okay. So slow.
I'm writing both. You can take the one on top. I think.
3,
Like
2, 1, go.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes. Okay.
Okay, maybe we're getting better at this.
I think we're getting better at this. Now, what is Rahul's favorite color?
But there's two. You have two favorite colors too. Don't bail on me just because I got yours wrong.
3,
Like you got mine wrong.
2, 1, go.
Yeah.
Different order, but fine.
Yeah.
I wrote right first. And I'm sorry for anyone who's watching and can't understand my handwriting, but I suck at writing.
Mine either. That's fine.
Now,
Okay.
final question.
Okay.
What is Aakriti's go-to watch TV show? Which she can watch at like any point in her life.
Okay. Alright.
Three, 2, 1, go.
Yes.
Yes, I got this. Now, final question. One more, because since we're like on a roll, I want to see if we can like maintain this, okay?
Okay. Fine.
Last question. What is Aakriti's favorite thing in the world? I'm
Favorite
very
thing?
confident about this answer. Three.
One second. Okay.
3, 2, 1, go. Are you
You
kidding?
said favorite thing in the world.
So
You're not a
thing
thing.
is like a thing comes under. I mean, person comes under thing.
I think what we got 4 out of 7 right.
It's all right. Like good enough. Like
That's
we
okay.
pass. Okay.
It's okay.
50% is pass percentage. उसके ऊपर मिल गया बस.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, thanks a ton for joining me in this casual conversation about artists supporting artists.
Not that I was given much of a choice, but okay.
Yeah, well, not like I also like made you sit over there and like chained you to your desk.
Okay. Fine. Bye then.
I'm kidding. But coming back, so I hope to see everyone for the next episode where I have 2 guests in a special episode known as Antra, also known as Interlude, featuring Veera Pansare and Riddhi Thakkar. So,
Nice.
yay!
Cool. Good luck. It was
Thank
really
you.
fun.
And thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Itna formality.
Bye.
Chal, bye.